Hello.
Hi.
We are back.
Yeah, it's actually been a while for us because my car got stabbed.
Yeah,
and then it got fixed.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about it.
Yeah,
you
we
showed
did.
Up, you showed up with the rental last week, and then
On Thursday, yeah.
And then that was a short one, but
Yeah.
we did that, and then now this was.
Yeah.
You got your car back. You got the baby back.
Yeah, that's Brandon. That's me. It's alive. Let's
right.
cheers this. What do you call her?
I have no clue. Yeah, it's a little potent.
I want you to take this as a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to say to you might sound bad, but it's a really good thing for me. This tastes like ramen.
Okay. I get that, yeah.
Like good ramen.
Yeah.
You have created ramen that can get me drunk. And I'm excited.
So this is curry infused gin with strawberry honey and yuzu juice. So the original idea for this was I wanted to do curry and absinthe because I was eating curry at work, and I was like, hey, like I taste absinthe in this. I don't know why, but I do. So I was sitting there, I ate it, and then I wanted to try and do the cocktail, and I looked at the actual ingredients and the curry powder that I got, because it's a custom blend. That's one problem. It's got cumin in it. But I was like, okay, well, it has fennel in it. That was the absinthe flavor I could taste in it.
Fennel's got that licorice. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to put more absinthe in there. This is very potent. It's very strong. So the main thing with this is going to be getting it not as potent.
Yeah.
Like I might milk punch this whole cocktail. Because if I do that...
No. Don't do it as a full cocktail. This is a Bloody Mary. Like the flavors in it, it's got the sodium because probably the curry powder you used. It's got like that spicy kick. This is like a good spicy Bloody Mary. Like if you could find a way to turn it into like a full drink with the celery and the bullshit, you could make a curry Mary.
I mean, that's the thing, is that, you know what?
Mary curry.
Well, because, there's strawberry syrup in it, too. So it's like, that's to help. Because the first time I made it, the curry was too much.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, it needs another flavor that isn't, I was like, strawberry's a good fruity flavor. It'll go with it. And it kind of does. It might need more strawberry syrup, and that's strawberry and the honey. But...
What ethnicity is mango chutney?
I would say that's
mango
Indian.
chutney.
Okay, so mango chutney, I would imagine, for the most part, is like a reduced, chopped up mango with like sauce, with like sugar,
like a puree.
Yeah, well, not even a puree, because a puree would be blended. I think it'd be like if you just chopped up and like kind of reduced it with like sauce, not sauce, but like sugar, so it
Gotcha.
Like you would a simple syrup, it would create its own little sauce. And then usually I think with Indian food, they throw like herbs and stuff in there too to make it like mint.
You know what you could throw in instead of strawberry?
What?
Mango.
Possibly, but then I also feel like that's too easy. I don't like easy. I'm lame. Yeah, I like it difficult. Also, you're not wrong.
When I think of Indian food, I don't think of strawberries.
No, I know.
When I think of strawberries, I think of like white women.
Well, that's exactly what it was. So we had strawberries in the fridge, and I was like, I took 3 strawberries and made just enough strawberry syrup out of it. Yeah, that's the thing, is it builds up and it gets...
Yeah, that's Indian food.
Yeah, it's
it builds
good.
Up as you eat.
But yeah, I just need to tamper it down a little.
That's good though. You know me, I don't like spicy drinks.
Yeah, it's a different kind of spicy.
A few good spicy foods for me. This, like I said, it's good ramen, man.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing for me. It sounds bad for other people, but when you drink it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I get it.
Yeah.
If you've had good ramen, if you've only had fucking
packet
fucking
shit,
Maruchan that nobody spices up. Why didn't your dad teach you how to put cheese in it? I'm sorry.
Because he couldn't.
I'm going to have my dad come over and make you ramen and just put a slice of cheese in it for you.
I mean, I've done stuff like that. Like, I'll put cheese in, like, SpaghettiOs.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites, was, like, just to get SpaghettiOs, especially with the hot dog. I'll just break up a piece of American cheese after it. I'll cook it extra hot so it's hot enough to melt the cheese. Throw that shit in there, blend it in, let it sit. So, this...
That
is Copper and Kings. They usually make brandy, but they started making their own whiskey. So they took whiskey and I don't believe they produced their own whiskey. This is like they found a blend that they like and they age it in their barrels, their brandy barrels. So it's apple brandy finished bourbon.
Okay.
But they make good stuff and you can only get it there. So that's why I justified it. Also, it wasn't too expensive because it was there. Ooh. So I will let you sneef. And then I'll pour it real quick because I'm letting it air out a second. But
ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's I do like it. It was really, really good. Otherwise, I mean, I wouldn't have got it if I didn't like it enough. Just because it's from there. Let's say exchange. Yes, let's roll the dice while we let that air out a second. That's not the top. I almost stuck the dice in like, whoops. Dice flavored whiskey.
714.
Wow. Yeah, I got half of what you did. Hey.
It's like 2 days before or 2 days after my birthday. 714.
Oh yeah.
Not today.
I was gonna say what?
Yeah.
Like I'm way off on my dates.
My birthday's in July.
I've been on vacation. Why was I at work?
What if the rest of the episode was just us doing
Us just slowly sipping? It's like that. It's like that. The Nick Offerman thing where there's a Nick Offerman release, like just like 20 minutes of him just sitting in a chair sipping on Lagavulin.
I've been looking for that.
I've seen it. I want to get it.
I thought about getting us a bottle of that just because of who Nick Offerman is.
Well, okay, so I know it's actually really good whiskey. Like, it's really good.
Yeah. It's a Scotch, yeah?
Yeah, it's a Scotch. And he he was on We Might Be Drunk podcast, and he talked about it. He was like, so I liked Lagavulin before the show, and then they kind of wrote it into the character, and he asked if it could be Lagavulin. So they write it into the whole thing, and then they hit him up to do it, and it took him like 3 years to figure out his whiskey because he really was like in depth, went there, essentially learned all the things, and was like, all right, like how I want to make my, this is what I want to pick, and found the exact one he liked. So it took him a while. So I know like it's genuinely like worth. Yeah, it's not just celebrity threw his name on it after they had a finished product. He was a part of finishing said product. So,
talking of the show too, like there's an episode where they bring his character to the distillery, and like it was for Nick Offerman. Like they were like,
that is when they basically started this. It started becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Because he like met them all, and then they like made a connection. They were like, oh, we could do this, and they did it. But it took that long, you know.
But yeah, I was looking to get us a bottle, man. Like,
I want to get it. I unfortunately cannot justify getting anything more because I got the Detroit stuff. We'll try that soon, but yeah, I gotta not buy anything for a long time.
Same.
Because we're saving for Copenhagen, which is in September, and the weddings.
I'm trying to replenish my savings account from my car.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
It's back.
Yeah,
like I was so far ahead on everything that this paycheck. I just basically took this whole paycheck and put it back into that account. Like I think I'm only down $400.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
But I mean, it ate up like everything I had set aside, you know.
Yeah.
And then it didn't help that 2 hours prior to it, I paid $1,000 on other shit.
Yeah, you're like, I'm paying bills off, dude. That's the one frustrating thing is it's like I'm sitting here, and I was like, I just want to pay off my mortgage so badly.
Yeah,
I know. And I know it's like, I know you want a mortgage.
Yeah,
but it's one of those like the same thing. It's just like I just want to get that done with.
Well, mine is the car.
Yeah,
I'm like I only owe $11.50 on it now.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that is so doable to do, like before the end of the year.
Yeah. See, right. Obviously, I'm got at least
the mortgage
20 years. Yeah,
significantly more. Like mine isn't even 10% of what your mortgage is remaining, more than likely.
How much you say yours was? $11,050.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got. So I'm not gonna say, but
I remember how much you put down and everything, and I remember how much this was like. So yeah. If by my calculation, since I switched to the bi-weekly mortgage stuff, like it saves you what, 6 years?
4 and almost 5.
Okay.
But then I'm going to slowly try to make little extra payments when I can.
Of course.
Which is probably, unfortunately, going to be more like next year. But still, it's like, essentially, if you make one extra payment a year, it takes like 4 years off your mortgage in interest. So I'm like, all right, fucking bet. Like, it's weird how much of that compounding that does, but like, I'm like, all right.
It helps, man. Like, I had missed a few payments and was late on a few payments with the car, like throughout the span of me having it. You know, you've known me. Mm-hmm. But getting into the job I have now, like, I've been paying extra every month. I want to say my car payment's like $380, and I've been paying minimum $500 every single month, sometimes a little more. And like, I want to say it was 2 months ago. I called them and was like, hey, I'm going to be a little late on this month's payment. I know there's a 5-day grace period. I'm going to pay you 6 days after it's due. I'm like, sorry about that, but it will be in. I promise you, like, if you want, I can pay you $100 now, and then I'll pay another $400 in, a week. And they were like, we're going to be honest with you, dude. Like, you're good. Like, the guy on the phone was like, I'll be honest, you've been like one of our worst customers, and now you're just killing it. Like, what happened, man? And I was like, I got a good job.
Yeah, like I finally got a job that pays me what I'm worth.
And that's truthfully fucking life-changing, man. Like, fucking almost 10 years ago when I crashed my car, and like before I crashed it, the same issue. I had the radiator blow.
Yeah.
That was only $500. It took me about 3 weeks to save up for that, and like couldn't get a rental. I was biking to work. Like,
it's a difference.
This time I was like, I had the car fixed in under a week.
Yeah,
like,
well, and that's like that. We're just getting older. It's weird. Like, we're just growing up, and it's like, unfortunately, it's like, I mean, like, it definitely was difficult, obviously, to get a mortgage the first time, but like,
I don't doubt
it's still one of those, like, I hate that, like, I look at it now, and I feel I hate that, like, you can't get one, that, like, most people we know can't get one. Like, you probably could now.
I'm close.
You're close now.
Honestly, I did the research years ago. With a VA loan, everyone would be like, no, minimum credit score required. There is.
Yes.
Don't let them fucking lie to you. But everywhere I looked, it was like minimum credit score, they're looking for 620. I'm past that now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm shooting for 7 because I'm like, I want to make sure I can fucking get the VA loan, like, or even a regular loan. The VA loan would be nice because it's 0 down. It's basically an FHA, but I'm like, depending on, you know, life and stuff, and the roommates are cool with me staying there. Like, we've talked about the cats and stuff. They're like, it's going to suck when you move out. And I was like, I will stay as long as you're cool with me staying.
Yeah, I mean, well, the problem is it's like, even if you wanted to get a house now, I'd be like, fucking don't. Just wait. You have to wait until the interest rates are low, and that's when you jump on it, so you can at least get it like a better.
Yeah.
Because refinancing is like, I feel like it'd be impossible.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that for the car though. Like, I know I will have it paid off in a year.
Oh yeah.
But I think if I refinance it to where I get a lower interest rate, that'll save me money in the long run, and it'll be a lower monthly payment, which I'm gonna pay it in a year. But it'll also be like, if something like that happens where I, you know, have to drop $2,000 to, you know, fix an emergency or some shit, then I can pay a little less for 1 month. But I will be consistently paying what I'm paying now, even with a lower payment, you know.
It just depends how much you actually have to put as a down payment on the thing to refinance on it. Because if it's more than you're already going to save in that year, then there's no point.
Yeah.
Like, you have to calculate how low the interest rate would be difference.
I think it would potentially help my credit score as well too.
Well, just paying paying anything off hurts your credit score because they want you to have debt.
Yeah, they want you to have debt for fucking ever.
Yeah, so like either way, like it's eventually going to hurt it for a little while, and then after it's gone for like a month or two, it'll move itself back up or whatever. But like
that happened this month because I told you guys my credit score jumped up 20 because I paid all those things off.
Yeah,
it should jump up another 40, but it just dropped down 5, and I was like, I have changed to nothing. Like,
yep. Well, no, honestly, it's and that's the problem. It's like at a certain point, like it's not advisable to buy a house unless the interest rate is at least below like, to me, 4, which is going to be a long time.
Yeah,
but like 5.
Yeah.
Without automatically planning on knowing you're going to have to refinance in the future.
Yeah,
because
I think that's I know I'm going to have to refinance in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, the roommates and I have joked about it a little bit where I'm like, I'm just going to get us a bigger house. And then Chrissy's like, and then we'll rent out my house and move into your house. And I was like, yeah, exactly. We'll get 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. There we go.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. If you guys are cool with like sticking it out like that, like if you're able to just move into the place and then she's able to just kind of like rent her place out with some sort of deal with like, all right, like her paying her rent to you, whatever it is.
Yeah. Like that would be tits if we could do that. Yeah. Again, we're joking around about it. It might not be a thing. But at the same time, we're like, we don't want to separate the cats. And it's like kind of us being like, we don't want to separate each other.
Time will tell, man. I mean, that's the thing. Is it's like, look, like, we got to deal with this year.
Yeah, I got at least a year before I even contemplating.
Yeah, I would say you need to at least save 10%.
Yeah,
I'll be like at least 10 because you don't want the PPI loan. That shit fucking murders you. Like that, like I didn't have one, but I just know, like, financially, like having any sort of extra payment immediately is going to make it almost impossible to get rid of it, which just means your interest is going to the compounding of that alone will be.
There's also the potential, like my dad is told me more recently. That as soon as I have like 10K saved up and blah 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 and my credit's back up, he's like, I'm co-signing for you immediately, so your rate's gonna be fucking crisp.
Dude, that is, I mean, to be fair, like, because we're not planning on doing anything, like, I could also
True.
Like, if something falls through on his end for some reason and they're like,
yeah, maybe they're looking to buy a different house and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll fucking whatever, we ain't doing nothing for a chunk.
But we'll see. And but yeah, it's been nice because I said I went to their house over the weekend because their cruise got canceled and it was shitty. Went there and they told me they were proud of me. They were they were like, when you sent us the photos of your car, we were like, oh shit, Andrew's not going to be able to house sit. And then like 2 hours later, you were like, yeah, I got a rental set up. I'm taking it to the mechanic tomorrow. Just got to figure out a tow. Blah, blah, blah. It's all good. Like, even if insurance won't cover it, I got $2K set aside for it. And they were like,
holy shit.
What? And I got to their house and my dad was like, I did not expect you to do that. And I was like, I did not expect to do that. When I saw my car, I was like, I'm fucked. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is it's nice to finally be at that point where you're like, all right, we're okay. Like, I'll be honest, like, even for me, myself, like, I'm generally not, like, I'm cutting it close. Because, like, I was trying to be, I mean, I went a little too hard in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And it's that, and also like work stuff. Like, we didn't work all the things I thought we would, and so on.
That's happening now. They're cutting our hours a little bit.
So yeah, it's a bit of that, but it's also like, I know, like, she's really good. Like, she's fine. Yeah. So like, worst case, she just takes the brunt of whatever, and she just got. I mean, like, she obviously. I'll let her tell you more about it when we get out of here. But she got promoted, kinda.
Oh yeah.
She got a new title, essentially, not manager, but promoted.
Yeah.
So it's like really cool for her, but she's obviously, it's just one of those like, all right, well, she's had so much on her plate, they're finally
giving her dues.
Yeah, giving her dues, and so now like it's really cool that that's happening. She's got to wait till July, but like, yeah, it's a little. It's 2 hot drinks because it's straight whiskey, and it's curry, which is also spicy, so it's just a lot of heat. And I thought about that, and I was like, man, this is one of the times where we just need, like, a fucking LaCroix just to have, like, a club soda or whatever, a flavored LaCroix, something, just to cut.
I've been drinking them fucking Waterloos, man. Like,
Bubbler is really good.
I tried theirs. I didn't like it, but Kai got a bunch of the Waterloos.
Those are pretty good.
And he gave me the grape one.
I gave you the grape ones.
I didn't like it when you gave it to me. But I've been drinking the Trulies.
But you liked the grape one.
I didn't like it that much. I didn't like seltzer back then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've been drinking the Trulies and shit. And he gave me the grape one. And I was like, yo, I kind of fucking like this.
Yeah, getting old is like finding enjoyment in seltzers.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's got the bubbles. It's got, like...
It doesn't destroy you healthy.
Well, honestly, I think what has to happen is like, at a certain point, like, if you're trying to look out at your health at all, essentially what ends up happening is you start to eat a little bit healthier, and then, like, you start trying to cut out pop, and then once you cut out pop for long enough, and you go back to it, you can taste the corn syrup. Which makes it disgusting.
Yeah. I think the only pop I really like, and I'm one of these fanatics I will never change, Dr. Pepper, man.
I can agree with that. With Dr. Pepper, there is enough inherent actual flavor.
There's 23 of them, baby.
Yeah. There's like, it's a pronounced amount of flavor that's also there with some bubbles.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. To me, like, Pepsi is better than Coke.
Yeah.
Coke has its own, obviously, original flavor because it's got the cocoa leaves and shit in it, but I don't really care. It's too syrupy and sugary to me. Pepsi's better because it has enough bubbles to cut through how much sugar there is.
Yeah.
I still taste all of the corn syrup and all that jazz. I don't like it. But, like if I'm eating wings or pizza, anything greasy, I can drink a pop. Otherwise, I taste corn syrup. If I'm drinking with greasy, like to me, it's like a math equation. There is when it comes to pop, there's the sugar, there's the bubbles. What's the word I'm looking for? It starts with the carbonated. Mm-hmm. That one. Carbonated, there's the flavor, and then there's like the sugar.
Yeah.
Like, I think when you drink pop with grease, it covers up all of the sugar. And you just get like flavor and carbonation.
I can get that, yeah.
So like as soon as the grease is gone, you taste the sugar again, and you're like, oh, that's why it's so bad. But like once you get past being done with pop and soda, and then you try stuff like a LaCroix, and you try like the seltzer stuff, that's when you're like, okay, I can taste some of the flavor in it, because honestly, I think 90% of that is they just took like a bunch of lemons and they set it in water, and then they filter it out, and then they carbonate that water, and like that's how they make the lemon LaCroix. That same with all the flavors. It's just they soak it in a bunch of the flavors, they filter it out, and then they carbonate that water. So it is as natural as it can be, which is why it's not super strong in flavor, because it's real flavor.
Yeah,
I think. I hope.
Yeah, and but it's generally they're clear, which is nice for somebody with allergies like me.
Yes,
like I can have like close enough flavors to things that I normally couldn't have, which is dope.
And that's kind of the thing, is like it's good, it's healthier, you can get some flavor in it. The carbonation gives you that same feeling as it does drinking a pop. It is a good way to switch out. The problem is getting past like waiting those 2 weeks of not drinking the pop, which is really difficult because it's like addictive.
Yeah, I think mine was it's similar, I guess. I switched to Trulies because they were lower cal. You want to add a little more into mine too?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I just accidentally finished all mine.
I just know we got another 30 minutes, and like it was a light pour that you gave me.
Well, it's weird because with these glasses, they're obviously really fucking wide.
True.
So I'm kind of in that like, I don't trust that I am able to gauge properly how much I'm pouring. If it was a regular snifter glass, I could do it, but like something this wide, I forgot that I didn't leave the pouring jigger up here.
Yeah.
So if I had that, I fucking hate that they're called that. Mm-hmm. Do you? Why? I need to look into. Oh no! I accidentally unplugged one a little bit.
I will look into why it's called a jigger.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to make an assumption on why it's called a jigger? Like, why do you think?
I'm assuming it's based on the guy's name of the guy who created it or some shit like that. But I don't know.
Oh.
Am I close?
Yeah, I mean, possibly, because it's derived from a name of a thing that was derived from a name of a guy who invented it. It's derived from the name of the smallest mast on a ship, the jigger mast. And a jigger was used to refer to a sailor's daily ration of rum, which was the smallest amount at the time, so they started calling it based off of the smallest mass.
Got it.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's fucking British.
Makes sense. But yeah, either way, I forgot that up here, and I'm used to having that up here so I can pour our stuff at like a perfect proportion. And instead, I did not. And these are weird because they're super wide glasses. So, but they are nice.
Yeah.
They really allow the nose on things. It's really, because it's so open.
This was a dumb joke in context, but I got to do, the white lady pouring the vodka.
Sandra Lee? Yeah.
Just an ounce of vodka is the whole fucking bottle. I was drinking with my dad over the weekend. I was like, hey, you want me to top you off, man? I'm going to go get another glass of Remy. He was like, yeah, I'll take a 2-pour or something. I was like, okay, cool. And I came in with the bottle, and I started pouring it into his glass, and he was like, I said a 2-pour, and I was like, I don't know how to count, Dad. I gave him like a fucking 5-pour, and he was like, well, I'll sip on this the rest of the night. And I was like, yep. It's like, it's your fucking birthday, man. We're drinking. We're playing Call of Duty. Let's fucking go.
Oh, God. I'm not going to lie. That sounds horrific.
Dude, he had a blast.
I mean, yeah, I get... Oh, I mean, that. But I also like having to sip on that much whiskey.
It was 1738. So normally we will fill this whole glass and sip on it for like a couple hours.
That's fair.
Like, we just add more ice, let it dilute a little bit.
That's fair, yeah.
Like, we don't... When we drink Remy, we don't get crunk.
I'll start throwing little ice cubes in here. Honestly, I'm thinking about getting... So I was talking with a coworker today about the ice molds, how I have my clear ones for the big ones, and I was like, I found the same thing, but for smaller circular.
Ooh.
That would fit in these.
Ooh.
So I'm like, they'd be good for like, if we wanted to do tasters in this.
Yeah.
I don't know if they fit in the snifters, maybe, but like at the very least they're circular and it's cheaper.
Yeah, we could also get whiskey stones.
I mean, I do have
they
whiskey
don't dilute
stones.
The water. I kind of like the water diluting it, honestly.
That's part of the... Honestly, I have those small square ones, too, that I can just do that. But,
yeah.
But,
I don't know, but yeah, it was still fun going to Dad's.
Yeah.
I haven't played... Aside from zombies, I haven't played Call of Duty in forever. And I also haven't played... with a veteran in forever.
Oh, God,
so,
yeah.
Like, me and him on a team, like, we still lost here and there, but, like, we lost a lot, honestly, because I was new to the game. But, like, us both running around, I was like, dude, I haven't played in forever. I'm sorry if I suck ass.
Yeah.
I only have one weapon unlocked because I've never played this one.
Yeah.
And, like, there were moments, like, halfway through the game where he was like, all right, we're pairing up. Let's go. And we'd fucking pair up and go through it, just, like, obliterate the other team. And then, like, we'd look at each other and be like, we should just do this the whole time. And then we're like, no, I'm going to run off this way. Like,
fuck it. I died, Dad.
Dad, kill him. But it was fun, man. Like, definitely probably not as cool as a cruise.
Yeah.
You know, but it was still a blast, man. Like,
yeah.
You got to have a good time. We made some steaks and shit. Played some of that. And just hung out.
I feel you on that.
I'm going to wind up downloading the game because it's cross-play. So.
Oh. Yeah. I finally used the grill again, like yesterday, for chicken. And I'm like, well, one, I ran out of pellets for a little while, so I couldn't run it. So I was like, all right. I finally got them when we went to Home Depot. And, dude, I forgot how, like, underrated grilling is.
Dude,
when you don't do, especially on something like on the Traeger, because it smokes all the things. Like, I was just like, man, like, I fucking loved the chicken I made. Just, I mean, I just threw tagine on it, threw it in a bag for like
Tahini.
Sorry.
Okay, I was like, what is tagine? I need to know.
Tahini. I just threw a bunch of tahini on it, threw it in a bag for like a couple hours, and then threw it on the grill. And I was like, man, like, it didn't take as much, and it's not as difficult, especially now that I like got it all down. I'm like, all right, like, and it's underrated, like, because like it's not because people talk about it a lot, but like, I guess for me, like, I didn't use my grill that I had at the first place.
Yeah, looking back, man, like, what the fuck?
Honestly, like, it was just one of those things where, like, I'll be honest, I'm introverted as fuck. Like, that's...
Yeah, I mean, me and you, we could have been out there fucking grilling, like, for no reason. We cooked for no reason.
I mean, to be fair, we were also broke, so I think things that you would cook on the grill that aren't hot dogs...
True.
We're
Bubba
also
burgers.
also like we weren't buying enough to host a party
True.
like that, you know.
True.
I mean, we bought pizza dip, but like,
yeah, I mean, we went all out on the fucking party foods.
yeah. So it was one of those like we just never. I just never hosted barbecues. I didn't host a lot of giant parties unless it was like a specific for my brother or the band. Yeah. I didn't really have parties for myself. Like I'm not a as much as like the party stuff is, like I'm not like a party guy.
Yeah, I mean, even look at the Buffalo House, man. Like,
yeah.
When I was throwing parties, they were small.
Yeah, same.
Like little get-togethers with the boys, and boys is gender inclusive, so it's girls too.
Everyone.
But you know, then we got an extrovert in there, and the parties got massive. Like,
yeah,
I'm extroverted to an extent, but I'm like, I would much rather just have like a little kickback.
No, 100%. And that was kind of like like I'm just terrible at getting out and doing anything at all. Like it's a miracle if I do almost anything that isn't with Melissa.
True. I'm pretty sure you guys got invited, but I think Kai is running the invites, so he might not have. Are you coming to Chrissy's brunch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I wanted to make sure because I didn't look at it.
For us, it was more of triple checking because our parents are in town from.
Yeah.
So they're coming. We're going to be hanging out with them the following weekend, so we're able to do that. And since we're doing that, because generally that weekend is when we go out to Port Sanilac and hang out with her entire family.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But because her parents are going to use the cabin the following weekend, we're just not going to go up there that weekend and hang out with them the following, which means we actually are home for the 4th instead of... Last year we were busy, and then the year prior we went to Port Sanilac.
Yeah.
So this year we can actually come to that. So the plan is to come to that.
Okay, good.
I want to, so I'm hoping. I don't want to not go.
Yeah.
I'll be pissed if we can't go.
You're going to be making good food.
Well, that's it. Yeah. I want to fucking go. There's always good food and good people. Like, I want to go hang out there. Yeah. I like chill, small things like that. Same. Like, you know, they're never massive parties. I don't like
a little fire.
Even when I throw, like, my food things, like, I feel bad because I want to invite more people, but I don't want that many people. So I have to keep it to, like, a 20-person invite limit. And even then, like, you know.
I want to, one year, because I've been thinking about this, like, the birthday thing.
Yeah.
Like, one year I want to actually rent a pavilion at a park and have a barbecue. Like, an actual cookout. Like, have my family come, have my friends come, and be like, hey, Dad and I are cooking. Brandon is probably cooking too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
like,
we're cooking.
We're finding a pavilion we can drink at, and we're having a full-on cookout.
I'm wearing my full Grill Dad outfit.
Yep, I'm busting out the Birkenstocks.
I gotta find those broken jean shorts, and if I don't, I will make some more. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll make some more fucking jean shorts. And I got the Grill Dad shirt in my New Balances, and we'll fucking grill some shit. Yeah, I'm down. That does sound fun.
Because I was thinking about it, and this year, like the friends that I would invite are all going to be out of town and blah blah blah. And it's also close. Like, I'm sure I could find a pavilion before then and be like, cookout. But I'm like, no, I'll do it next year. Like,
how do you just go to like a public park website and say you're renting that pavilion and that's it? Is there a fee?
You go
or
to
do
the
you
website,
just show up?
You go to the website, find the number. I'm sure nowadays you can rent it via the website. But back in the day, you would give them a call, figure out the scheduling, and then you would go up there, pay the deposit. You could possibly pay it over the phone, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's simple.
Well, because I just always thought about that. It used to be
pretty cheap. I don't know how expensive it is now.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of thought it was more just like you kind of just show up.
You can. However, it's messy. Depending on where you are, like, you could show up if like you're a small group of people, like 5 or 6, and you get one of the smaller pavilions. However, you don't reserve that area, so like anybody can come in there. if you rent like one of the bigger ones, which are usually always rented, nobody can go in there if somebody does come in and trespass. Then you have legal precedence to like
call and say, hey, this guy's interrupting our party.
Yeah. However, if you're just there without a reservation and somebody just comes in, it's public property, they're allowed to, blah, blah, you can't do shit. Like, so you're kind of renting it for the privacy. And also, generally, you won't get a bigger one. Yeah. Because those are reserved, usually.
Well, I'm just thinking, I guess I'm thinking of, like, just like those random parks where there's a pavilion there.
Yeah, those
and there's tables
to show up. However, if somebody has it reserved,
yes, then
you're out.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But I guess I just never thought about like someone actually rented those. I saw like, they just decided we're showing up, and there's obviously like there's a massive thing going on here. Yeah. We have this pavilion. We kind of claim it as you get there.
9 times out of 10, do you reserve it? Unless it's like, I've had one down in Parsons, Kansas, where like. Small town, like we would just post up, but then I had a few down in Oklahoma, Elk City before I moved back to Michigan. We rented it a few times. Like my downstairs neighbors, dude, was dope. Like old retired man, like bunch of grandkids.
Wait,
and family members. Elk City, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
what? 66. But he was old retired man. Wife was from Jamaica. Like, no idea how he and I became friends.
Yeah.
But we just vibed. And, like, he invited me to all of the barbecues. Like, his grandkids having a birthday party. You want to show up? Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. So you just said his wife's Jamaican. I just thought, like, that. Oh.
So good.
There is a goddamn Jamaican food truck that parks in Oxford over here, right? It's always there.
Is it the off the fork one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's a black truck. It's got
the off the fork is orange.
Yeah, no, it's black and it's got the Jamaican stuff on it, but like they're always parked there, and it's always either right after I've left or we're on our way somewhere. And I'm like, I don't have time to stop. And I desperately want to stop in there because, one, I hope they have oxtail because obviously that means it's fucking phenomenal. Yeah. And if they don't, either way, I'm like, still, I want to try it because, like, I love a good Caribbean place. And I really want to go there, but I'm so mad that every single time it's there, I can't fucking stop and get it. Like, it's so frustrating because I'm always like, God damn it! And I just point at the fucking place and I just start yelling, and Melissa just laughs at me because she's sitting in the car, and I'm like, God, we're on our way to my mom's house and it's right there. Like, God, like, it'd be rude to, like, I can't eat and then show up at my mom's.
I would straight up call my mom and be like, Mom, there's a Jamaican food truck. I'm stopping.
I mean, yeah. Or it's more of so, like, we're on a time constraint and I don't have the time to pull over and order and then wait and then...
Yeah, I get that. I mean, honestly, like, my parents are 3 hours away, so I'm going. I would pass by it, too.
Yeah, and that's it. It's like, fuck. I'm waiting for the day I can finally stop there and get it. Because, like, as we're talking about, like, that, one, I want Caribbean food. But, two, I do want to, like, just, like, have, like, a barbecue at a park.
Dude,
like, just get a bunch of hot dogs and make a bunch of burgers.
Just simple foods. Bring some fucking sides. Bring whatever you want. Like,
tell everyone potluck. Everyone bring a side. Like, we just make burgers. We get hot dogs. Someone brings whatever. We're adults enough. Salad. Yeah. Someone make a potato salad. Someone make a coleslaw. Someone make a, you know, someone's going to make a dessert.
Of course.
So, like, we got this. Like, we could do that. It would just be like a... The problem is at a certain point is, like... Because, like, as soon as I'm thinking about this, I'm like, all right, like, we have... like 5 different, 6 different friend group chunks that like we could make like one without a doubt, obviously Chrissy and Kai.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. So there's this chunk of group, but then there's like how far out do we keep extending? Because like I want to invite a chunk of like my friends. So I'm like, we gotta at that point we have to we'll figure out the logistics of a number, but like
the pavilion is, baby.
Well, that's the thing too. Is it's like, well, it's also how much food do we gotta make for that many people?
If I'm having a cookout, I'm making too much food already. So
Agreed, but we have to figure out how big the too much food number is.
True.
So, because I'm like, as far as burgers go, really, hot dogs is easy enough to accidentally overbuy, no problem.
Yeah.
But burgers, we have to actively either, unless we just buy those generic patties.
Fuck no.
Well, and that's my thing. Is like
Not
I
for
don't.
my birthday.
Yeah, I don't want generic patties. So like at that point, we actually have to be like, all right, how many pounds of meat do we need to make?
Yeah.
Also, here's the thing too: is like, do you want regular burgers or do you want smash burgers?
I want a thick boy.
Okay. Because I have realized I really love a smash burger.
I love a smash burger, but for a barbecue,
Agreed.
I want a thick boy.
No, agreed. So
I need to figure out what burger press my parents have, because that was like legitimately, you know how normally when you cook a burger it shrivels up? These were like fucking SpongeBob Krabby Patty level burgers.
And they didn't shrivel?
They barely shriveled. They were still like about that thick, like that wide. Didn't shrivel, perfectly fit on the bun. They were brioche buns too, so they were big buns.
See, like I almost wonder if a matter of that is like adding extra moisture for it to evaporate instead of all the juices. Like
that's the thing. The moisture does cause it to shrink. So you get something that's like 90-10.
Yeah,
it probably won't shrink as bad. And they also went to I'm forgetting the name of the meat market, but they went to a meat market and it was like freshly ground, like 90-10 beef.
Yeah,
some bacon
so it's
in
good,
it for the
good
fat.
shit.
Yeah, it was fucking bomb.
See, like when I immediately think of like your party, I'm like, all right, like if we're gonna do it if we're gonna go out and do that, like I want to get, even if we just get generic like ground beef, I want to throw some bacon in that ground mix.
Yeah,
and like re-grind it with some bacon fat.
When does this episode come out?
I don't know. Oh, we already we have 191 that comes out next week, and then this is 192, so it'll be. My phone's over there. I just realized I left my phone over there, but to me, it's like. Either way, if we're gonna do something like that, I do want to make some ridiculously good ass burgers. Like to me, it's like
comes out too soon.
Yeah, okay. But like to me, it's like we'll plan this for next year. But it's like half cook the bacon a little bit, so it's already kind of cooked. Then you throw that into the grinder, so that way when you cook it, it fully cooks through, and you get the real flavor.
And even if you overcook it a little bit, you get that nice bacon char in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'd much rather it get to the overcooked stage than undercooked as far as the bacon goes. That way, it's like phenomenal. But we can do that like if we make a giant amount of that, because that really is just like, all right, like buy pre-made hamburger meat, grind a fuckload of bacon, and then just add it into the hamburger meat mix, and then be all right.
Not pre-made. Like you talking about pre-made patties?
No, I'm talking about just buying like a bunch of
pre-ground
beef and then adding in the bacon to it, so it adds our extra little flair to it, and then season the hell out of it, and let it do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I did the same thing. But like, if we just do something like that, like that's what I want to do next time when I do burgers. Is I'm gonna have a bunch of bacon left over when. Next week, hopefully, person comes on.
That's right.
And I'm gonna double check with him soon. But like,
double check soon, because I will probably have to move the D&D game if he's coming on Tuesday.
It's probably Thursday.
Okay.
He asked for Thursday, so it's gonna be a Thursday. But like, it's just gonna be like, all right, if that's the case, then I'm going to remake the Velvet Elvis because he asked for it.
Bacon, yep.
So I'll have a bunch of bacon left over, but like I do want to add some of that to a burger because like I want to remake burgers. They've been good, even if it's a turkey burger or something. It'd be great.
Yeah, but bye.
That'd be hilarious.
No, but yeah, no, like regardless of how many people we have, I'm hand making the burgers.
Yeah, we'll just make them the night before.
Throw them in my cooler.
Yeah. Well, honestly, at that point, that's just all right. We go buy the giant aluminum tin at fucking Meijer. We make the patties and stagger them in there accordingly, so we can bring all of them. And then,
we could even go all out. Like I would do this just for the presentation. I will cut the parchment paper to where there's like you're getting the frozen patties that have the parchment paper, and I will fully fucking set it fucking left right dress or dress right dress, like make it look beautiful, and then when we're out there grilling, you just pop it on, pull that off, pop it on, pull that off.
I mean, that's the reason to be easy, and that's the prep.
Yeah.
We do that ahead of time. I mean, I'm okay with doing the prep ahead of time like that. Just like the night before, like, boom, just knock it all together, and then we show up at the barbecue the next morning.
Yeah.
11 o'clock or whatever, ready to go.
However, I will say, if it's for my birthday, somebody's driving me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I am not going to a cookout and not drinking.
Well, to be fair, I drive you everywhere, so I would drive you.
Also, to be fair, Chrissy and Kyle would probably be going. So
to be fair, yeah, they would drive you.
You left me on my birthday to go camping last year. Don't come to my cookout.
Yeah, basically. No, we'll do that. We'll honestly, that does sound like a good time.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what to do for my brother because he's turning 30
this year.
Yes.
Yeah. Next year he's coming to my cookout.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we'll do except Kyle's kind of talking to someone now, so I think he may obviously have actual plans going on. So I'm going to be, hey, so like, what are you doing? Because I'd like to hang out with you for your 30th. Even if it's just take you somewhere and get drinks or some shit, like it'd be cool. Yeah. And then, I don't know, we'll do something, but I don't know. Anyways, on that note,
bye.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We love you guys, and be nice to everyone, and have a good week. Yep. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.